Hello YouTube! Welcome back, and yes, we are talking about the CIY GAS 67 again, despite we just built it last video. Although my first impression about the board is actually quite positive due to the fact that what you're experiencing when building it actually covers a lot of the groundwork. For one, the step pads, where usually you only find them in third-party stabilizers, you need to purchase separately. And the overall typing feel and the feedback is also quite soft and moderately bouncy thanks to the polycarbonate plate and the gasket mount structure. But it also has its own fair share of problems. Why not we take a listen to its stock sound again, shall we? Now I'm sure you've caught that weird pingy sound. Yes, the modifier keys. The backspace, enter, the left shift. Well, the spacebar sounds alright though. So anyway, the problem is that the stabilizer inserts, the cross parts where it meets with the keycaps, are just a bit smaller for whatever reason. So the extra space makes them move around and impossible to balance, the problem where your keycaps just slants around the side, you're pressing down and it just turns into a seesaw. So let's take a look at the stock steps versus the normal ones that you're supposed to get. And that goes to show that even cheap plate mount inserts have their own use too. So anyway, I have some steps lying around, so I replaced all 4 pairs to keep it consistent. Well, but sadly, the left shift still has that little bit of wobbliness. So how do we fix this? Well, just apply a thin layer of medical tape on top of the insert and it'll be okay most of the time. And if it doesn't work, then you can try Band-Aid instead. And the next thing I want to confess is that I nearly broke the board. As I was trying to fix the steps, I removed the power cable a couple of times, and I think at one point I accidentally forced it in a bit too fast, resulting in the pins within the connector port to bend off like how your switch pins are bent for real. And I spent like an hour to fix it, only to realize that the only sensible choice for me is to destroy the top housing in order to get the clean look and access to the pins. So yes, I did, and now it looks horrible, but at least I rebent everything back to shape using a thin piece of needle. So here's a warning to everyone. Carefully push your connectors with a pair of tweezers or some so that you don't suffer as I did. So as you can see, the cable is being taped to avoid being moved again. So yeah, there's your Tempest tape mount with 2 layers of masking tape for some extra pop. As I don't want to sacrifice the bouncy flex typing experience, for the case dampening I went for some polyfill, and these are a bit different than your usual ones because I just went to the local tailor shop and bought a big bag of actual wool, but these are nice and soft. And be sure to avoid any sort of fans or ACs around you as you do your polyfill, because everything will just fly around and make your table super messy. And also, don't get them stuck on your tape mount, because wools can sometimes be there's a little bit of static charge if you're not careful, and you might fry your PCB. And a quick note, I've applied some pre-cut spacebar foam for more rounded sound. So with everything modded, let's take a listen to what the GAS 67 is capable of. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So these are basically the things I want to talk about today, mainly focusing on the steps and the power connector thing. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one with another build.